All right, 6 p.m. and we are live on this beautiful, sunny, warm summer August Thursday in 2020. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. And I'm going to get started because this is going to stay recorded and I only have 10 minutes, so no time for fooling around. I'm back here, Ozzy Simoes, talking about small business. This series, the small series I'm doing this week is called Small Business, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's action time. And today's question is how? How are we going to get started with the questions we've been asking all week? And let me just recap real quick. Monday, we spoke about the why, the big why that is going to get everything grounded. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Why do you want to start a small business? Why is that important to you? Why is that important to the people you're going to serve? Okay. And so that is the big why. Then on Tuesday, we spoke about, and I got to remember these because I don't have them written down, but this is a series that I've been teaching for a while. So why? And then we spoke about what on Tuesday. What is it you really want to do? What are you passionate about? What do you like doing? What is it that you're going to put into practice? Or if you already have a business, then what is it that you're going to do to change, to grow, to innovate? What is it you need to put into action? All right. And then yesterday on Wednesday, we spoke about when. Okay. And if you watched it, then remember that when is 5 years ago, you should have got started. But since you didn't, and you didn't start yesterday, you should have started yesterday, actually. So if you didn't, then you still have today. Today, we are talking about how. How do we get started putting our why into action? Our why and our what. How do we get started? Very important. And that is literally, okay? I'll say that in two different ways. The question that I could pretty much just stay here a week teaching you on how to get started. There are many, many different ways, but there are fundamental things that you have to do to get your plan into action. So if you are going to start a small business, then I would recommend, depending on what part of the world you're in, okay, get started on Google on how you start a small business. Okay, right here in Massachusetts, in the United States, which is pretty much the same in just about every state. You have to register if you're doing a home business, whether it's home or a brick and mortar, whatever type of business you're doing. You have to register it with your town or city. Okay, you have to get a business license. You pay a fee. Normally lasts about 5 years. I think it's about 5 years, and then then you renew that. It's normally very cheap to get a license. They just want to know what you're doing and make sure that if you're doing a home business, for example, that there's no people coming in and out, and if there are, they want to know for what and why, so that your neighbors, if they call up the town hall, and you're a drug dealer or you're not a drug dealer, then they know what's going on. But very important, you get a license, then you open a bank account, you register your company with the IRS. Okay, so basically you'd want to either be a sole proprietor, an LLC. There's a corporation, there's an S Corp, all the different types of corporations that you can do. So however, you probably have to talk to your attorney or to your accountant to figure out what is the best way to register your company. Okay. And so those are just the fundamentals, the basics of what you need to do to get your why and your what into action. That's your how. Now, from there, you really have to have a business plan. Okay. In fact, you probably want a business plan. That would be part of your business plan before you get that. And I'm not a very, very big, highly detailed business plan type person, okay? Because plans normally, stuff doesn't really go according to plan. Okay, but as long as you have a decent skeleton of an outline of a business plan, that is your first how. Okay, and like I said, the first few things: registering with your town or city, registering with the IRS, so you get your business ID number, so you can pay taxes, and also if you're paying people, whether it's subcontractors, employees, and everything, that's all going to go into that number, and then a bank account. Okay, so very, very basic stuff. If you don't have that, then you should, because those are all the legal requirements to have a business, at least in the United States. And I'm almost certain, I know it was like that in South Africa. Brazil, it's a lot more complicated. So those are places that I've kind of, have business in Brazil, had in South Africa. And so those are very basic things. So the how, to go deeper, okay, eventually, if you stick with me, I will go deeper in the how. That's how we're gonna, I want to next week then start teaching you different things and go into different avenues of running a business, on establishing a business. Obviously, if oops, the phone, there you go, sorry, the phone is ringing. And obviously, if you already have a business, okay, if you already have a business, then the how is basically in order. Now, I have spoken to some, okay, so-called business owners, entrepreneurs over the years that don't have a bank account, a separate bank account for their businesses. They're not registered with the IRS, okay? And I'll be honest with you, registering with your town and city, a lot of people forget that. Because they think, register with the IRS and you're done. IRS is federal, state. Normally, if you get an LLC, if you register as an LLC, then you have to pay state tax, state fee for that. For example, an LLC in Massachusetts, and I don't know about other states, is $500 annual, okay, to have your LLC registered. But, oh, sorry about that. Looks like Instagram twitched over there. I thought it went down. But anyway, so that is your how. Okay. Like I said, stick with me. We'll go deeper into these topics. But like I just said, there are people that, and I don't call these entrepreneurs, I don't call them business owners. I call them just hobbyists. These are people that have hobbies. And I've had people that have been in business for 5-6 years without any of these, without a separate bank account and so on. They got a hobby and they charge people for it. Okay. They don't have technically a business. If the IRS comes knocking on their door, they do not have a business, but because they're acting like a business, they will still be liable. You will still be liable for taxes from the people that you charged. Okay. So just because you haven't registered doesn't mean that, you're not going to be liable. So very important. That is your how. And even though we had a couple of breaks here with the Instagram, I want to tell you right now, because we're coming up on the 10 minutes. Tomorrow we have the last question to ask. Okay. And hopefully, if you're enjoying this, share this with your friends, family, people that you know that would like to have a business, people that you know have a business and maybe want to grow, change, maybe need, don't forget, I'm the author of the Small Business Destruction Guide. And this here has a lot of little secrets that a lot of people don't even understand or know, that they falling into traps of here and destroying their business. And unfortunately, some of them only figure this out when it's time to close and they're going bankrupt and the business is belly up. So get this book, Small Business Destruction Guide, on Amazon. You can get it on the Kindle version, 99 cents. And then the print version, I think it's $15.99. All right. But folks, that's my time. Coming up on 10 minutes. Share this. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel on YouTube, it's Ozzie Simoes. Just put in my name, Ozzie Simoes, on YouTube. There'll be 2 pages. The one with my pretty face, that's me. That's where you want to subscribe. All right. Subscribe there. And Eventually, I'm probably just going to stay on YouTube and Instagram. We'll see about Facebook, what they do with the platform. But right now, those are the two preferred platforms. All right. And then next week, most very likely next week, you who are on Facebook will only see me on the Aussie Samoa's Go It's Yours for the Taking business page. Okay. So a lot of people have already actually signed up and accepted my invitation there. So I'll see you next week. I'm over 10 minutes. But have a great Thursday, folks. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your dinner, whatever you're doing right now. Summer is almost over. Not really, but almost over. And then we're going to go into the cold weather. But don't forget, go. It's yours for the taking. If you don't take it, somebody else will. And it's going to be your fault because you didn't take what's yours. I'll see you tomorrow for another question at 6 p.m. Have a good night, folks. Adios.